Hello, what is up you guys? Benji here from Teach Frog, and today we're going to be talking about a really important topic for all you non-native English speakers out there, which is how to teach English as a non-native speaker. Now, this is a super important topic, guys. Please stay till the end because I'm giving you some really mega important advice. But before we continue, guys, if you like this video, please give it a huge thumbs up. And if you loved it, please subscribe down below for more videos. Let's get started. So, my first piece of advice that I want to give you is always make sure that when you're conversing with the company, to always make sure your grammar and spelling is 100% correct. Now, it's easy for, I think, a lot of potential teachers when they're emailing a company, maybe you want to ask a question about something, to maybe relax a bit on your kind of spelling, your grammar, maybe not look into it as thoroughly, but believe me, these companies are looking at that still, and if you're emailing them using bad grammar or using bad spelling, that's gonna put a big cross on your application, you know, that really does go into the decision-making process, okay? So please keep that in mind. Make sure all your emails are fabulous and they are completely and 100% correct. Then next thing I want to go into, it's kind of leading from that other point, is when during your application, whether it be in your CV or in your cover letter or just a general email to the company, always use common English expressions. Now, what I mean by that is sometimes when if you're not natively from a certain, it doesn't even have to be English, if you're not a native speaker of that language, sometimes you can use weird phrasing, or things that are just not common, things that can make you sound a bit less with the language. So, for example, some people may begin an email with something like, "Hello, dear sir or madam, very happy to be talking with you." Something like that, when actually what they mean is, "Dear sir or madam, nice to meet you." So it's kind of little things like that which can make your English just seem not as fluent, not as kind of a bit weird, basically. So do keep that in mind. The next piece of advice for you, if you're a non-native English speaker, is always get certified. Now, what I mean is that if an employer is looking at your application and, you know, they see, okay, this person says that they're fluent in English. Well, the employer doesn't really know that. So if you've got a piece of paper that says, yes, this person can speak fluent English, then that is going to give your application just so much more leverage. So one way in which you can get certified is by getting a CEFR exam. So that's kind of when you hear people saying, oh, are you level B1, B2, A2, whatever, that's what they mean. That's part of the CEFR exam. So if you take a CEFR exam and you get a C2 certificate, that means you're completely fluent in the language, and it's just going to give you so much more leverage. It's going to mean a lot more to the employer if they see that you have that certificate. So yes, please keep that in mind. The final thing I want to talk about with you is please make sure that you are completely fluent and confident in English. Now, I know that might seem a bit kind of like, a bit sort of condescending, but it's really not meant to be. What I mean by that is, like, even sometimes if I'm teaching a really high level class, you know, adults that can speak perfect English and they want to brush up on their grammar and stuff like that, even I sometimes struggle with certain things. Even sometimes I'm like, oh, okay. And like, my English level is like native plus, you know, I'm like very advanced in the English language. And even I can sometimes struggle. So please make sure that you are confident with actually teaching English, because an employer is going to see that from a mile away. They're going to know that your English isn't like that high a level, and you're not going to get the job. So you really do need to keep that in mind. Some companies are less strict about it than others, but you do have to be careful. That's still one thing to keep in mind. Oh, I have an actual bonus piece of advice for you, which I actually forgot to mention earlier, which is, this is kind of like almost like a little secret of mine. If you are applying as a non-native English speaker, in your CV, it is so good to just dust it with a few really like big fancy English words. The reason that you should do that is because A, of course, it makes you look super intelligent, super fancy, and B, a lot of the time, the people going through these CVs are non-native English speakers themselves. So, what that means for you is, if they see that, oh, this applicant has used, they've said, oh, I have a plethora of skills, blah, blah, blah. Like, if they're seeing and they don't understand that word themselves, they're gonna kind of automatically, their brain's gonna say, wow, this person's good. Like, this person can really speak English. It doesn't even have to be, you can literally just Google synonyms for certain words and just like pick out the fanciest, coolest looking word and just use those in your application. That will really, really leverage you up and make you seem super, super amazing at English. Woo! Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you got something out of this, and please let me know in the comments, is there any more pieces of advice that you found are really helpful for getting a job as a non-native English speaker? Please let me know. Woo! As always, guys, if you like this video, please give it a huge thumbs up, and if you loved it, please subscribe down below for more videos. Thank you so much, guys. Mwah. Ciao for now.